everyone. How's everybody doing today? Just making sure that we are all set up here. If you are here, say hello, and I will just get everything pulled up here on my end so that I can make sure that it is all working, and hopefully it's showing up properly for you guys. Oh, here. Hi, Ramona. There, I just had to shut the volume off before we started getting an echo here. All right, so I am here to create the last of the series of a little latte cards for you guys. I have been creating cards this week, starting on Tuesday. We had a holiday here Monday and we were busy with the online sale. So starting with Tuesday, I began creating this series of cards. So I will do a quick recap here for you. If you're here, feel free to share this video. My name is Alana Wharf. I'm Sleepless Stamper in Winnipeg, Manitoba in Canada. And if you are watching, just let me know where you're watching from. Okay, so we began with this card here on Tuesday. This one was a case of an earlier card that I had shared quite a while back when, I think somewhere close to when the bundle first became, or the suite became available. So this was number 1. And then this was number 2. This one I shared today. So tomorrow I created this one on Wednesday, but I posted the photo today. I think it was Wednesday. And then this one was Thursday. I'm getting all the days mixed up. And then this is the one that I'm going to make for you guys today. So I really like how this one turned out. And this one here, I did 2 slightly different variations yesterday. This was my original, and then on the live, I added a layer of early espresso behind this one here. So this one was made with, thoughtful pockets or something like that. I can't remember. I have it right here. Pocket Thoughts. So other way around, Pocket Thoughts. I created that little pocket with these dies here yesterday for you guys. Hi, Linda. How are you? All right, so that is the series of cards. If you feel like sharing, those who participate in the order challenge to get these cards for free will be entered to win a package of the swirl dots. So these here, they come in a few different colors. There's one hiding under the flap. So these ones here, I actually chose not to use these on the card today. I used a different embellishment. Today's embellishment is the adhesive backed textured dots from the new annual catalog. Just wanted to show you guys that you can use a variety of embellishments. They don't have to be just from the suite. So I used a different one today. All right, so just a quick recap. If you would like to get in on my Take to the Sky class, that is this one here. We're going to be doing these cards on June 11th, so you can still get in on that. And then I also have the class that will be on June 5th featuring the ephemera packs. So we will be making these cards here. These are offered virtually, so you can join from anywhere, hi Audrey, across Canada to create those. Now with the ephemera ones, you'll actually get the card bases, one package of the card bases, and then all of the ephemera packs. All right, so we are heading to the musical again today. Once we saw it yesterday, we were like, we can't miss it. So we are going back tonight and tomorrow. If you are local and interested in taking in a really good musical, I'm not sure how many tickets are left. There were more tonight than there are tomorrow. Tomorrow may even be sold out, but it's at 7 o'clock tonight in St. James, and they do a fabulous job. It is really good. So I won't stick around too long before I get into making the cards so that I can make sure that we get off to the musical in time. All right, so for those of you who are unaware of what that is, our younger son is playing Davy in the musical Newsies with his school musical program. So I will first show you guys what all of the supplies are so that we have all of these ready, and those of you who come back to watch the replay to do your cards will have the measurements. I will actually put a liner inside this. So I do have a white piece here cut to go inside, but first I will review the rest with you guys. I'm gonna put those ones aside. Okay, so I have an early espresso card base. This one is 5.5 by 7 1/4. I want to just make sure that that is the proper measurement. Yes, 5.5 by 7 1/4. It's not quite the full length because it opens up to have this little peek through of DSP there, or it doesn't even open to have it. It just has the peek through of DSP. Hi, Cindy, how are you? And then I have I'll cut these strips with you, but this one here is going to be 1 1/4 by 5.5. This one here is 2 3/4 by 5 1/4. So I'll cut this one down, and then I have a larger piece of this one to cut down with you guys. This one here is that wood textured specialty that I showed you guys yesterday. I was saying that I thought it would go really well with this suite. So I actually used that today for, you can kind of see the texture there. I put a little layer behind the percolator and the coffee cups. Then again, the liner is 2 3/4 by 5 1/4. And I have a scrap of Lost Lagoon. I have I shouldn't say those of you who come back to do the replay because you'll actually get the supplies, but if anyone else is just watching to create, I have cut a silver foil part of the percolator. I have cut a window sheet with this one here. I'm actually going to show you guys these dies again so you can see which are which. So this is the silver foil piece. This one here is the window sheet. This piece here I have cut in early espresso. Now I don't want to lose my little, there we go. And I will actually cut while we're here, this little one here. I was telling you guys yesterday that this appeared to be the liquid for inside this cup here, and I decided that today I would actually use it because we've got coffee in the percolator there, or the whatever you want to call that. And then the scrap of Lost Lagoon, some linen thread, and the adhesive back textured dots. And I think that is everything except for the little cups, which, did I hide them under there? I had them. They're on my stamp set. There they are hiding. So this, with the coffee cups, are cut from this paper here. So the one that I've used on the front of my card. Hi, Sandy. How are you? Happy Friday. Yeah, that's awesome. Happy Freaky Friday. So I cut these from this striped portion of the back. I was actually trying to create a different card with a fancy fold that would show both this pattern and this pattern. And then I decided to swap it out, but I still really love these stripes with it. So I decided that I would use these ones right here on the coffee cups. All right. So let's get making this card. Now, 1 second, I just have to pass a message along. Okay, sorry about that. I have, I can see somebody's trying to get a hold of us to pick up their online sale purchase. All right, so I will score this base to show you guys where that is scored, and I'm going to cut these layers of DSP so that you guys can see how I have done that. So I will first move these things over just so they're not in the way, and I'm going to bring in this cutter here. I'll do a quick measurement just to make sure that I've told you guys the proper measurement. So 2 3/4 by 5 1/4. We're going to cut that one. I will just cut as much as I need. I'm not going to cut more than that. So we're going to just go to 2 3/4 here and slice down to 5 1/4. And then I will put this end to the 5 1/4 and slice down to 2 1/4 or 2 3/4. So there we go. We now have the front. Just gotta get that out of the way. And then I have the other end of the strip from when I cut this part here. So I may as well just use this one. Hi, Nancy, how are you? All right, now we're going to slice this one, and this one I'm keeping at 5 1/2. I wanted it to fill the full side, so I'm not cutting this one at 5 1/4. Now, when I went to pass the message along to Ryan, he did say that Lennon messaged him to tell him there's only 10 tickets left for tomorrow's finale. So If you like musicals and you want to support a young local theater group, come on over to watch their musical tomorrow. So 2 3/4 by 5 1/4 and 1 1/4 by 5 1/2 are these 2 pieces of DSP. And now I need to die cut these little guys here with early espresso. And of course I forgot to grab a scrap, so I'm just going to grab some out of the drawer here. We were very pleasantly surprised with how well they did yesterday. Not that we should be. I mean, they've all done musicals before, I believe, but it was very cute. Okay, so I have some early espresso scrap, and this little die here is going to cut my 2 little bits of coffee. I think I told you guys yesterday, I love this little machine. Lennon has been in Newsies before. He was, if you're familiar with it, he was Les, the little brother, last time, and now he's Davy, the older brother to that character. So it's kind of fun to see it come full circle for him. All right, now there they are. The little suckers get easily hidden, don't they? Now there's not a lot of stamping. I stamped this little greeting, and then I'm going to stamp on the inside too. So we are going to, same as the other day, I actually decided to go with the same. I thought the 2 little cups were cute with the let's catch up. And again, I didn't want to cover much of that. So I am going to, again, mask this off. So I have just some Post-it tape. I am masking off the hello there. So on this greeting, there's this large hello there. I'm masking that off. I don't want that on my greeting. So I've covered it here, and I am covering it there. Now, I had myself a little scrap of paper. So we're just going to use that. I have early espresso ink and a Lost Lagoon piece of cardstock. So what I will do is I'm just going to place this little part right on the edge of the ink pad. And where you have to be careful is to make sure you peel this before you stamp. If you don't, you will get that big blob off of your sticky notes on your paper, and you don't want that. So now I have this really tiny little let's catch up, and now we need to trim that off. So I will bring in my little cutter, and I'm going to just trim this down. So first I'll take some of the bulk off of this other end here. I keep telling you guys I'm going to put some WD-40 in this cutter, and I keep forgetting to do it once I'm done my live. All right, so this here I want to trim some off the bottom and the top. So I'm just tucking this right into my cutter here. And I might even go a little bit closer. I want this really thin so that it doesn't cover up much of those tiny little cups. Appropriate ink for this set. Yes, that's so true. So we have let's catch up. Now that should be pretty straight. We were talking the last couple days about what do you put in your cup? There's been lots of coffee consumed around here. Our kids even drink coffee now. Ethan, not so much as Lennon, but he will drink it. But Lennon really loves to put different flavored creamers and stuff like that. He's very experimental with what he eats and drinks. He's brave. There we go. So we have this tiny little let's catch up, probably even smaller than that one. That's okay. And now I want to cut a slight angle. So I'm just going to go in here, cut a little bit of an angle on one side. So I have a little angle, and then I'm going to put that in here the other way. And I can line that. I can see here where that angle is parallel to a line on the cutter. And it should make the other end a little bit, it should make it parallel. There we go. So we have let's catch up. I probably could have done that one a little bit bigger, but that's okay. Now, what I also want to do, get all these scraps out of the way. I wanted to give that a little bit of definition, so I'll bring this closer. There's a little bit of early espresso around the edges there. I will take my stamp pad and I'm just going to hold that and just tap that a little bit each side on the ink pad. So now we have just, whoopsie, a very thin little border around the edge there. Okay, so now I've got to decide something to stamp on the inside. I think I'm going to do the little coffee rings in the corner and maybe the little splatters. Or should I do the coffee rings and coffee beans? What do you guys think I should do? Now I went and said that. Let me make sure I actually have the stamp nearby. Okay, let's backtrack. Was that still on here? This is what I get for not putting my stamps away, everybody. Here, I thought I would stamp that. Give me 1 minute. And we'll see if they turn up. Here it is. I should clean up after myself every day and then this wouldn't happen. Sometimes it takes the whole week and then it gets done. All right, so we're gonna try this. Go a little bit over the corner and maybe I'll do this. Did I give you guys a chance to answer before I just went ahead? There we go. So that is going to be the inside of my card. And I don't think that we could do You're the Best Part of My Day. Let's catch up You're the Best Part of My Day. How about that? I haven't used that one. So you can see how many stamps I've used this week. I've used quite a few of them. I'm sorry you can hear the dog barking. Somebody might be here to pick up their order, so she is gonna make a racket. All right, so I'm gonna ink this up with espresso as well. And there we go. I love that greeting. You're the best part of my day. So I will have to do this twice because I'm going to put this inside this one here. I just don't want to get that. Have you guys ever done that? Open your card on top of an ink pad and then you get that all over your card. You can tell that I have. I better move that stamp too. Funny enough, we actually, usually my studio's in the basement and I had a stamp on the table and the cover for the vent, the heat vent that was in the ceiling, fell off, landed on the stamp, and of course it was a red stamp with something for Valentine's Day, so there were red hearts stamped on the vent cover. All right, so now we have dressed up the inside as well. So I have to do that twice because that was my sample. And now I want to stamp the one that is going to go on the card I'm making with you guys today too. So I'm going to ink this up again. And let's just see how I did that. I went up here over the edge. Then I took the little splatter. I figured I better do some stamping on the inside because all there is on the front of this card is just that really simple greeting. Now this is very simple too, but when you don't have a lot of time for stamping, a little DSP and some cute die cuts can really do a lot for you. Okay, so now we're all done stamping. I can put this away and we will do some assembly. So I better just tuck that away before I lose things. You guys witnessed me trying to find these ones here. Oh, I missed one. Did you guys catch that? I missed the greeting. I've got to put that inside. I like that. So we're going to do this. You're the best part of my day. Okay. I think this is such a cute stamp set. How many of you guys have this one? All right, now we're all done the stamping. It was a false alarm the first time, but now we are actually done with the stamping. There is one more part that I need to do before I can assemble, and that is to score the card base. I just don't want to lose all of these little pieces here. Okay, now, I had showed you guys that those little cups came from this one here, and I just aligned them so that the stripes kind of matched. They don't have to match though. It's supposed to be like a pottery cup, right? And they're not, and they're never all exactly the same. So That's no big deal if they're different. Now with this here, the score line is the same as you would usually do on a 5.5 by 8.5 card base. So I'm going to take this end and put it all the way here. I just noticed I have makeup from when I did Lennon's makeup for his show still on the back of my hand. All right, so 4.25. You want to get the cutting blade out of the way and just score that. Okay, so there we go. Now, Ramona, you said you have the bundle. I don't, but I have, oh, that would work well. Either you can use your old ones or you can update. You've got a couple of options. So if anyone is interested in placing an order this week with this host code, if you would like to receive these kits in the mail, anybody in Canada, then you can use the host code. I will close this one on Sunday, and message me a little latte, please, and I will prep you all of this week's kits, and you will get those in the mail. So you can order this bundle or you can order something else, especially if you already have the bundle, then you probably don't need this one, but you can always purchase something else if you'd like these kits in the mail. And if you have it and you've got the supplies and you just want to revisit these videos to create them, that's totally good too. Okay, so let's get on to assembly. I am going to just use my Tombow. While I assemble, how many of you guys are, I think I need to switch my Tombow here, are musical theater fans? Did I tell you guys that when we were in London last year after the Norway cruise, we actually got to see, I think it's the West End, like Broadway or New York, it would be Broadway. I believe it's called the West End in London, the musical scene. We got to see Newsies in London. It was so good. There we go. So that's adhered there. Now I'm going to adhere this one right up to here, and it is a little short. So I will just trim this little bit off. I'm going to glue it so it's butted right up to that edge there. I keep grabbing the one that I need to clean up a little. So we really loved, we've now seen Newsies done with 3 different cast and crew, and we have loved it every time. It's been really good. And I had never heard of Newsies before Lennon was in it in 2019. You love it. There have been some good shows in Brandon. Yeah, there is Manitoba has a good arts scene. Okay, so now I need to trim that little bit off. I could leave it, but I'm going to just clean that up and get rid of it. Take a little bit more. This is one reason why I like to keep a cutter handy while I'm assembling. I like to clean any layers up as I go, and then that way I have a clean result in the end. So now I just need to get at that little bit of cardstock. There we go. There we are. I think my brother and his wife, so Sandy, where you are, you know this, my family is from there actually. So I believe my brother and his wife had season tickets at one time to the Brandon musical scene. Okay, so now I will glue this inside here. The boys will be doing Seussical, the musical, in the fall. Ethan will be Horton. He was Horton actually in the same musical when he was in grade 8. And this one will be the full version. They did Seussical Junior, and they will be doing the full version in November. So he gets to reprise his role. He's pretty excited about it. Okay, so now we just have all of these little elements to assemble. So I don't want to lose these guys here. They're little itty bitty. Now I could always die cut some, but I did not put this on adhesive sheet. You could always put some adhesive sheet on the back of your silver foil before you die cut it, and then you wouldn't have to do this step here. But I actually want to dimensional it, so I didn't want any adhesive sheet because then everything would be sticky. And so with it being dimensional here and then this being dimensional to here, it would have really stuck down there had I done that. So I'm just going to carefully place the glue where I need it, which is just a little bit. So I'm just doing a little bit along there and along here and along here. So just a little. And just in case I get some glue, I don't want to get it on my mat here. This has a little spout right here. That's going to go to the right. And it is, I'll just bring you this one here. It's just a little bit below the silver lip. So I am going to place that down on there, just right above that. And then the rest kind of falls in place. Can you guys see that? So we've got this here. Now I can put a little bit of adhesive on the back of this window sheet right behind there. And now this can go on there. So now we've got some coffee inside there. And you don't see any of the adhesive. There we are. All right, so we are going to dimensional this guy. It is offset. This is, I didn't want to put it fully on there. It just looks a little bit too big, but I kind of liked it offset a little bit to the bottom. And I will dimensional that. So I need to snip some of these borders here. There's not a lot of dimensionals behind here, so I don't need full ones. So there's a little bit here and then a little bit behind the coffee. So we're gonna go right here. And I don't want this one right to the edge because this is overlapping here, but I will stick a full one behind the coffee. And then I'm going to use one of these little borders that I just cut off, one of these little pieces here, to put behind this here. And then that will help keep the middle of this little element from caving down. So now this can go just like that, with the side and the feet hanging off. I could probably put another little one a bit on this side here. I may as well. Keep forgetting that I did snip that whole one. Whoopsie. Okay. If you have this bundle, have you used it yet? Let me know. Bear with me here while I get that stuck down. There we are. Now I can move this out of the way. Bring my little coffee cups in. I dimensional these as well. So this one is, oh, first of all, we need to give it some little bits of coffee in there. So we're just gonna glue this onto here. There we go. Now we do the other one. What die did I use to cut the wood grain paper? That is the nested, thank you for asking that. That is the Nested Essentials dies. And now I meant to have them right here beside me and I forgot them in the other room. But you get layering sizes in this shape, and then you also get layering sizes in this shape. You guys see me use this one all the time. And then you also get layering sizes in a little banner. So you get 3 different shapes, multiple sizes. You probably have those ones, I think, Ramona. Hi, Michelle. All right, so we're going to dimensional this one. I love coffee. I'm not prepared to give up coffee. All right, so we're going to dimensional this one. It's just overlapping a little. There we go. Now, dimensional this one. And I don't want the dimensional too far over because it overlaps the, has happened. Oh, we're back. Did it cut off on your guys' end for a minute? It looked like it cut off here for just a second. A little message popped up and then it looks like now we're back. Okay, so there we are. We have that there. Now I am going to dimensional this to the card. So we'll get this on there. What I have to be careful of here is not to dimensional the back of this little label on this portion here. So I'm just going to flip this over and put this here. I can't believe I missed this paper in the catalog initially. This one doesn't want to come off. There we go. There, so we have the dimensionals just on the back there. And now this can go about right here. There we are. Now I'm going to use, again, these little border strips behind here. So I'll just snip a little bit here and a little bit here. I love these little borders. They get used all the time here. It feels like criminal when somebody throws the frames away. Quick blip. Okay, I'm glad it came back. I was panicked for a second there. All right, so now this is going to just go. I might need to raise up. No, we're okay. I was thinking I needed to raise up one cup a little bit, but there we go. So I've got that dimensional on there. Now I have a linen thread bow that I am going to just tuck right in here. So I'll just put a little glue dot and stick that in there. I might cinch this back just a little. I was telling you guys the other day, when you're cinching back the loops of your bow, it's good to hold the knot and just kind of hold the bow, the loops flat. And then that way, when you're cinching these back, it'll help prevent them from twisting. Now, we've got a little glue dot here. And I can just tuck this in. I'm just going to lift that little greeting just a little bit so I can wedge this kind of in between the greeting and the cup. There we are. I will trim those tails back just a little bit. It's a little bit long. I hesitate to cut anything when we're here because I need to fix my scissors. I have multiple pairs of snips. I really could use them, but I need to get my ribbon scissors sharpened up. All right, now the last little bit is for these adhesive back textured dots. I'll bring them closer so you can see them, not in the package, but they have this neat little texture. I think that they would make really good flower centers as well. Maybe that's what they're even intended for. And I actually only put 2. I know that we should use odd numbers and a triangular pattern, but in this case, I treated the bow like it is my odd number and the triangular pattern. So rather than trying to find somewhere to add another gem, I decided that this still fit the rule of design, and I put a little small one and a large one on there with that. So there we are. That is the finished card. If you haven't seen a friend in a long time and you want to send them a little hello and ask them to catch up, I think this would be a super cute card to send. So hopefully you guys like that. I will give you a quick recap of all of the cards for the week. We did this one. This one really needs the tails trimmed back. They are really long. Didn't ever come back to do that. So we started with this one on Tuesday. Then we did the rainbow of coffee or tea or whatever's in your cup cards on Wednesday. And then Thursday, we made this little gift card pocket. I was telling you guys that it would be super cute as a gift card pocket, even with just this little flap, even if you skip that card base. And then I went with this one here. So kind of a similar color palette throughout, with the exception of the rainbow one, but you could also switch them all up and go with different color schemes. You guys have, there will be all kinds of different patterns left in that paper pack. I went a little different than these ones, but we've used, at least four different patterns, and then did a variety of the cup from the DSP, die cuts, stamping and coloring, and then die cutting some patterned cups here as well. So hopefully that gives you guys some different ideas of what you can do with this. Oh, I love the emojis there, Linda. Hi, Cindy. So I hope this gives you guys some ideas of what you can do with this bundle or with this suite. I hope you're inspired and maybe even use these ideas with other suites. You can always adapt these folds and things like that with your other bundles. So I will decide what bundle I'm going to feature next week, but I will come back to you guys with a weekly feature again next week. And my plan is to continue doing that. So if you guys love the idea, let me know in the comments. Let me know what bundles you might like to see, and I will consider those when I'm deciding what to do. So if you'd like to share this video, please feel free to. I will close this host code on Sunday if you're interested in placing an order to get these card kits for free. It is a $65 order with this host code. And then after Sunday, I will prep the kits and send them to you in the mail. Just message me a little latte after you've placed your order so that I know that you've placed it, and you've placed it so that you can qualify to get these card kits. And once again, there is still time to register for the Take to the Sky Suite class and to register for the ephemera class. So these are the cards we'll be doing in the ephemera class, and then you'll have all kinds of leftovers to create more cards. And these are the cards that we will do in the Take to the Sky class. The ephemera one is June 5th. The Take to the Sky is June 11th. And I have some other information to share with you guys as well. So over the weekend, I will be posting, and I will also email out some information. Now, if you are on my email list and you have an MTS email address, please let me know if you have an alternate one. If you have an alternate email address, I would love to be able to switch it to that. MTS does not play nice with emails. They just keep bouncing back. And so if you used to get my emails and you're wondering why you don't get them anymore, it is probably the MTS is blocking them. It doesn't even come to my own email address. That is the MTS one. I have to send it to myself at Gmail and then try forwarding it. But that is even getting bounced back some now. So please do let me know if you have an alternate email address that I can use for you guys, and I will get that information out. I hope you like the cards, and I hope that you guys will create them, whether it is by getting a kit from me or using your own supplies. Have a good night, everybody. I will update you as to a time that I will be back on Monday for you guys. All right. Good night, everyone.